Hello hoopers! We are back for another tutorial and today is all about Escalator. And Escalator is a fun on-body, off-body transition. So it's a way to get the hoop from off-body to on-body. It's a way to get the hoop from on-body to off-body. And just like we were talking about before with some other transitions, this one's gonna help you unlock your flow in so many beautiful ways. So to start, I'm gonna start on my right side. So the hoop is in my right hand and I have the hoop, I just stepped my right foot inside so that the hoop is on the outside of the ankle, okay? So it is grazing across the top of the ankle, it's resting there, and I have it extended out. From here, you're just gonna swing the hoop forward and backward, get a little bit of momentum here, and when you swing it, when you give it a push, you'll step the left foot inside, and then you'll let the hoop come up the body. Now, when it comes up the body, you're gonna wanna grab it with the opposite hand. So in this case, we're gonna use the left hand, okay? And I just want you to start with this motion. And we're not going all the way up yet because I want this to feel natural for you. And this may be a lot of just coordination in itself just to get this part down. So remember, the hoop is extended out. You draw it in, you step the right foot in so that the hoop is right across the top of the ankle. And then you give it a couple swings, a couple pushes. And when you're ready, step the left foot in and then grab it with the left hand. Okay, so do that a few times and then you're gonna wanna switch it up and do the other side just to balance things out. So step the left foot in, hoop is on the front side of the ankle, use the left hand to give it a couple pushes and then hinge the hoop, step the right foot in, and then switch the hoop over into the right hand. Okay? All right. So now let's move on to the next step of this trick. So once you have the foot inside, you're gonna grab the hoop and then hinge it. So remember that finger strength that I was talking about. You're gonna hinge the hoop so that it rolls up and off of the body. And we're gonna do that a little bit faster because this one's hard to see when it's slowed down. Oops, let's try that one more time. Okay, so this is a heavier hoop. This is a larger size hoop. So this trick can be a little bit harder to do with these bigger hoops, but it is still possible. And I think that it's important to learn with the hoop that you're working with. And so that you're not just switching hoops every time we do a lesson. You could try this trick with a smaller hoop if you need to. And we'll do that here just for the first part, just for exactly what we just did, so you can see the difference. Once again, I do recommend trying to get all of these tricks on one size hoop just in the beginning so that you can feel very fluid and develop your state of flow in one hoop exactly, okay? So we'll start by placing that right foot inside the hoop, step through, and then rotate the hoop, use that grip strength to hinge it up and overhead, extending it up into the left. So we started on the right, end goal is up, extending the left arm with the palm facing forward, okay? So to bring it back down, super easy. You'll hinge the hoop over the arm. So you see how it cleared my head? You may need to duck your head a little bit here. And then guide that left hand over. You'll grab the hoop at the bottom with the right hand. And then, once again, use the grip strength of the hands to let the hoop hinge down and then open it up to the right. This is a very hard trick to do slowed down, so it doesn't look as fluid and as graceful as whenever you have it going continuously like that. So I'm gonna show you on the bigger hoop too, just to keep things pretty streamlined here. Once again, it may be a little bit harder to learn this one with the heavier, bigger hoop, but just give it a try, see how you do. And remember, you can always downsize to a smaller hoop later, okay? So So as you can see, this trick is called Escalator because it moves up and it moves down. It makes almost like an infinity shape going up and down the body, and it's really fun to do. You can do it with both feet inside the hoop from the beginning. You don't have to have one foot out. I just think that it looks prettier. So I like to give myself a chance to point the toe, maybe, you know, bend at the knee a little bit here, make it graceful, and then you can step the foot in and then lift the hoop all the way up. Remember to clear the head. So whenever you're up here, when you have a bigger hoop, you need more space for a bigger hoop. So it may feel very awkward to draw the hoop in towards the face if the hoop is really close to the face. So you may even lower the head down a little bit, angle it here. Just make sure you clear the hoop and you're not hitting yourself in the face. It's very easy to do that with this trick in the beginning. So remember, once you wrap the hoop around the arm, so arm is extended, palm is facing forward, you wrap the hoop like imagine a door swinging closed. Now the hoop is resting on top of the shoulder, palm is still facing out, so we did a 180 wrap. And then you guide the hoop over towards the right as you let the hoop hinge down. So instead of keeping it in that horizontal plane, you lower it down, grab with the right hand, and then lower the hoop down and open to the right. And so it'll look a little something like this whenever you smooth it out. Once again, a lot harder to do with a heavier hoop, so if you have a lightweight hoop, please feel free to switch to that one if you are starting to feel fatigued in the shoulders, because once you start to develop that fatigue, certainly you want to push a little bit to help strengthen the muscles, break them down so they rebuild, but you don't want to get to the point where you could cause an overuse of the shoulder or the wrist. You really want to be cautious, listen to your body, and adjust when you need to. So in this case, I noticed that my arm was getting a little fatigued because I've been doing a lot of hooping today. So I'm listening to my body. I'm moving down to the smaller hoop. And then I would recommend doing, 15, 20 rounds on one side, and then 15, 20 rounds on the other. And you'll really start to smooth out the transition. So you see how much faster you can go with it once you get in the flow? And really think about extending the arm up and extending the arm down. So you don't want to end up with these bent elbows or T-Rex arms. You want to find that extension, that length through the body so that you can really express yourself in these shapes. These shapes can be so beautiful. They're very dancer-like, and you have the opportunity, like I said, to point the toe, to really bend into the expression of the trick before you actually wow the crowd or whatever audience, whether it's just you filming yourself and you're watching it later, that's still great. You still want to see like this dance, this grace, and this flow manifesting in your hoop and in your hoop practice. So I hope that you have practiced for at least 10 minutes a day. I know I say this every time, but I'm trying to drill it in your head, because the more consistency you have in this practice, the more you'll start to notice the development of flow. And once you start to develop that flow with the hoop, then you'll start to see all of this beautiful opportunities to just release and let go and shake off your day and shake off whatever's bothering you, and you can leave that in the hoop. It's really similar to if you go to a yoga class and you leave your problems on your mat. I've heard that saying said a lot, and this is very much the same thing. You can leave your problems in the circle, so maybe think about that today when you're practicing your tricks, whether it's the escalator, whether you circle back around to some other tricks and try to build upon that progression, strengthen at the wrist, or smooth out some other areas like the chest. That's gonna need a lot more love, I'm sure. And just really think about that. What are you leaving behind in your circle today? You know, what is your intention for coming to the circle? And that is gonna help you keep coming back. You know, when you take the time to really set an intention and follow it through, see it through. And when you can leave things behind and notice that it's happening, this is gonna bring you back to the circle time and time again. And you will notice and you will find that you have found just this passionate love and appreciation for a plastic circle, a child's toy, whatever you want to call it, but you've made it into something beautiful. So, all right, get to practicing and I'll see you on the next lesson.